And welcome to Black Renaissance. I'm your host, Kristen Ayers. Today's show brings us a legendary broadcaster, a local hero, an author, and a lost boy from Sudan. First, please welcome Paul Lejoy. He's the author of It's Impossible to Be Poor in America. And I've got my copy here, a controversial but catchy title. Tell me what that means. 41 million people below the poverty line in America. How is it impossible to be poor?
Well, it's impossible to be poor in America, Christian, because you have the infrastructure, you have things in place here that you don't have in other parts of the world. Like, for example, Cameroon. So for some American tells me that he's poor because of this, and maybe he's relying on the government to feed him or make him a successful person, then I think basically that's wrong. You have foundations in America. You have philanthropical organizations. You know, for every millionaire in America, billionaires in America that are donating half of their wealth, you know, to the general public. So America gives you the opportunity to succeed. You have roads, you have rail lines, you have airports, you have everything to be successful in America. And you have other people who support your ideas. You have universities, you have everything. So it's impossible to be poor in America.
Your critics are going to say that's pretty simplistic of you. We have, you know, endemic problems in our society from, you know, we talked about our ailing education system for young people and cycles of poverty and drugs and alcohol and that sort of thing. Some really tough issues that people are up against. How is it possible to climb out of that and really become a success like you have?
All you got to do is look around. Look around. You see people, not only the basketball players like, you know, Kobe Bryant and James, okay, LeBron James and all those big names. I mean, you look at their background, and they came from those avenues. They came from those inner cities. They came from those things, you know, those disadvantages. And guess what? They pulled themselves off from those things. I was born really poor. I mean, I was born in a poor country, you know, in Cameroon, in a small village. And even if you go back there right now, you still see poverty, right? But guess what happens? All you have to do is basically, you gotta have certain, if you do certain things, you get certain results. Okay, so even here in America, with those people with their problems, they can still succeed. All they gotta do is just open their eyes and they'll be successful.
I work in Oakland a lot and report in Oakland, and I talk to young people and to adults who have sort of fallen prey to some of the depression that surrounds poverty there. And we know parts of Oakland are extremely depressed, and there are real issues. What does it take to overcome that? You know, I think people hear that and say, sure, this guy in his nice suit can sit here and say, you know, it's impossible to be poor, but these are real issues that people are dealing with. So how do you sort of break through to the core of the problems of poverty in, say, a depressed area like Oakland?
That's good. I have one of my agents right now. His name is Cortez. I hope he doesn't mind. But Cortez came from Oakland, the inner city. What he did, he was not pleased with his circumstances, but he looked for a hero and went online. See, you have the internet. Everyone has internet in America. I mean, everybody has a cell phone. If you don't, you go to the library. Just search for those people.
Mentors.
The mentors. You got the 100 black man. I mean, just look for one of those people. Those guys are going out in the communities and helping people. So go back to Cortez. Cortez just joined me after doing some research on me and, okay, what he wants for his life, right? The vision. And he saw someone who was doing it. This is another black guy who was doing it. And let alone the black guy who was not even born here. And now what is he doing? He came, he had nothing. Really had nothing, right? I said, Cortez, I see the drive in you. I can invest in you. And look at the guy now. He's coming from Tracy to the office every day, Monday to Friday. And I tell you what, in a few months, Cortez will be making at least $150,000 easily.
And you really believe that that ability to do that really comes from inside. It comes from people believing themselves. You talk about 12 ingredients for success in your book. Go over some of those for me. What are the most important ingredients for success?
Oh, first of all, vision. For lack of vision, people perish. If you don't have a vision, if you don't have your eyes, guess what? I mean, you have to rely on someone else to lead you on, okay? So if you have your eyes, you can tell where you want to go. So for lack of vision, people perish. Okay, if you have vision, what do you want to do for your life? Okay, in your life, what do you want to do? Second thing is, okay, is passion. You cannot just have vision without passion. You have to season your vision with passion, right? And the next one is basically you can have discipline.
Vision, passion, and discipline.
Discipline, because without discipline, you go nowhere. And then things are going to be hard. Right? Things are going to be hard. Life is not easy. So you need determination. because how that determination will not be successful. For example, Cortez, he comes from Tracy every day, even though he doesn't have gas. He says, boy, I'm going to be in the office every day. And I see that. People will invest in you when they see the drive, when they see that you have a vision. You know, that's what it is. You have a vision, people follow. If you build, people come. That's just the analogy. Right?
All right. I got a chance to read some of it, and I have to say it is very motivating, and your personal story is in itself inspiring,
Yes.
your background coming from Cameroon. So thank you so much for joining us. And again, the book is It's Impossible to Be Poor in America. If you want to hear the others of those 12 ingredients for success, you'll have to read it. You can log on to it'simpossibletobePoorInAmerica.com, impossibletobePoorInAmerica.com. We'll be back with more Black Renaissance after this break.